What is up, y'all? Here's some more on the DIY mower on doing repairs. Getting it ready for the next run. It really wasn't hurt that bad. Not as bad as it looks. You know, I know a lot of you aren't used to seeing mowers, seeing damage. To me, it's common stuff. It's textbook damage. Nothing out of the normal. Like how it's sitting on 3 wheels, well now it's back on all 4. Steering is fully functional and working better than ever. Really nothing out of the normal. I'm still going to modify my spindles just a little bit. So all it was the clip popped off. I did have to repair this front axle on this side. You know, the beam that goes all the way through. That side was damaged, so I had to fix it, which I have another beam sitting right here. This isn't an exact beam that's in that, because this is a square body, but it's close enough. But you can see a tube here, how it's just half welded, just welded right in through here. Well, this here had split apart and watered out, and this whole bushing, that's a steel bushing that slides in there. That's on both sides. Well, I lost the one on this side on that, so I had to replace it. So also I got this, you know, bent back in as best I could, welded it up, welded these seams here because they're only half welded too with spot welds, and then I welded around the bushing, welding the bushing in, top and bottom, because it was really bad. It was wallered way out. So I beat it back in as best I could, and I just welded the bushing in so it's solid again. So there's that. So that's good to go again. It shouldn't bend again. I will be welding a bolt to the top, like literally just welding a bolt to the top and sticking a big old washer on there and a nut, just in case this clip does pop off. That bolt will physically still hold it from dropping out, because that's all that's doing is keeping the spindle from dropping out. That's it. That's only like if you're doing wheelies and hitting ruts and jumping and all that. So that wasn't a big deal. The next thing on the steering was the drag link. This drag link right here. That goes from the steering gearbox to the front spindle. This is new. This is off of another mower. And it's good, which, yeah, that's tight. Yeah, that one's good. So that's fixed. That really wasn't an issue. The only reason that broke is because the whole spindle went under the mower and broke the pivot end off the gearbox. Next is the tie rod. This is again a factory tie rod that came from the same mower as this drag link. What I did was I took another tie rod from some random mower I had lying around, and I just literally just welded it to the top of that one to basically double this up. That should keep it from bending very easily. So that fixes the tie rod. Then if you notice here, that's actually the ball part of the old drag link. I got one on both sides. I did salvage those, stuck a couple lock washers under it to raise it up, and now that's my new steering stops to keep the steering from, you know, turning too far. It's better than nothing. It's not perfect, but it works. And see the steering stop here over there? That's good steering again. And the steering stop. See, that's all it does as far as steering stop. Just keeps steering from turning too far. So steering is good, and it's actually straight. It's got a little slop in it because the bushings are gone on the tie rod, but not really a big deal. Yeah, there's steering. Steering's fixed. Not a big deal. That's the standard stuff. Now, the one thing that was different was the way this front end bent. You've seen my other ones where I ran before where this whole thing just completely collapses. Well, this side actually stayed straight, and it actually just kind of bent right here at the corner and kind of tucked in. And this whole front part here was actually folded under. And this was starting to push up. See if I can get a good view on it. Yeah, you can kind of see how it's going up. It was a lot worse, but I took the hammer and I bent it down. And I pulled this front back out. But I've never had one actually physically start the nose up. So that's kind of interesting how it's doing that. So this front, I might hammer on just a little bit more. But this part's pretty well done. The hood, all I had to do is pull the hood off, which was a very big pain in the butt to get to the front 3 bolts. That was not a fun job. And all I did was I set the hood like that and took a hammer and beat the living crap out of it to get it back out. That's it. Simple as that for the hood. So now it's got that dome again. It's just going to be beat back in, but it's going to buy me some time. So yeah, there's that. The hood's done. Front's pretty well done. I can put the hood back on. I did put a starter on it, just finished doing that. I don't know why, but I did anyway, just in case. So if no one else asking about spark plug protector, how I do it, here's how I did it. This one here is just some thin, crappy angle iron that was just randomly. This is the very first spark plug protector I ever built. And it's been modified once or twice. As you can see, it is beat all to hell, but still going strong. And this spark plug protector has been used and abused more times than I can remember. It's earned it. It's won me so much money. As you can see, it just bolts to the head. A couple bolts there, a couple bolts there, and that's it. And it's bent and looped around. Originally it was just bolted because I didn't have access to a welder back then. And then I actually got it welded now. I did that about probably 3 years ago. And I put this little brace here in, this little brace. You can see how it's bent there, and yeah. That's it. It's really nothing special. My other spark plug protector here. Here's it. Just a couple pieces of angle iron. Just weld it together. Nothing special. And it bolts to the head same way for the 10 and 11 horse. That's it. That's all you gotta do for a spark plug protector. As you can see, this one here has some abuse. It has been used and works pretty well. And this is a 1/4 inch angle. And it's getting bent. That should tell you how well this works. This here is a little bit thinner. And it is starting to get beat up pretty good, but it is still holding just fine. So that's your spark plug protector for the one dude that was asking about it. That left me a comment on it. There you go, bub. But yeah, there's the front. Front's pretty well done. Now the back. You remember the back bar was bent, like bad. Well, I was able to bend it back out. It did rip sheet metal a little bit. I got it bent out best as it's going to get. And then this is 1x1 by 1/4 inch thick square tube. I just jammed it up into there, then here. I have to finish welding these in because I ran out of weld wire, so they're not done. But yeah, there you go. Just to triangulate that to help hold that, so that shouldn't bend back into my back again. So yeah. Now it doesn't mean to try it, Skylar. I know how you like to ram me in the back. But yeah, that should keep that from bending, so shouldn't have to worry about that getting back into my seat again. But yeah, there you go. There's your basic repairs. Pretty well done. Once those back bars are fully welded and the hood's back on, this one's ready to go again. So there you have it. DIY mower is just about ready to go again. So the next one, later y'all.